Hail and well met. Welcome to our first live stream of the Westgate Irregulars campaign. I am Eric Scott DeVee, the DM for this first campaign brought to you by the Dungeon Scrawlers. That would be this group of illustrious fantasy authors I have clustered around me. I just wanted to give you a little prologue before we get started. This is our first stream. Thank you for coming with us on this journey. For the past year or so, we've been developing our characters and the plot. The characters have met, they've interacted, they have a little bit of history. But don't you worry, like a good book, that history will unfold gradually and as required by the plot. So you won't feel like you're thrust into the middle of things, even though you are definitely thrust into the middle of things. I wanted to thank very much our wonderful, beneficent hosts, Gen Con, who are hosting us at the wonderful Chaldea Studios. I also wanted to shout out to our sponsors, Untitled Champions of the Forgotten Realms, which Aaron M. Evans is going to tell us about.
Hi guys! Untitled Champions of the Forgotten Realms is a strategy game that unites Dungeons & Dragons characters from novels, campaigns, and popular shows into one epic adventure where you get to fight all kinds of cool monsters and get good loot. Including Farida from the Brimstone Angels novels, my books. So the game is available on PC and Mac on Steam and web, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, iPad, iPhone, and on all Android devices. For more information, check out idlechampions.com. And keep an eye on our chat because there will be a code for a gold chest in there for those of you who are playing. And if you aren't playing yet, check it out. That's a good way to start.
Thanks, Aaron. So, let's just dive into it, shall we? We take you now to those same Forgotten Realms, the panoramic setting given to us by Ed Greenwood some 40-ish years ago, and to the dark streets of Westgate, a city of thieves and smugglers on the Dragon Coast, where our heroes have gathered in some loose affiliation, sometimes with affection, sometimes with strife, but all under a charter that dubs them the Westgate Irregulars. And we open our tale on a certain long-nosed individual who is walking down the cobbled street, hood pulled tight against the cold slush and rain, heading toward his tall house. And his name is
Kraban Gleer. He is an actor, human, stage named Sturge because of this long nose. He is an illusionist, trickster, magic addict, master of stealth, subterfuge, and ventriloquism. You would probably know him as an arcane trickster.
He also puts on a mean puppet show.
He is a puppet master, mage hand, that sort of thing.
We mean literal puppets.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And where is Sturge coming from on this cold, freezing night in Westgate?
Since the death of his brother, which has put him into a kind of funk, he has been spending a lot of time down in the company of people, perhaps not from polite society, where he can practice his undercommon and tease out information that might not be public about the doings of, he's still trying to track down secrets about his family. But that's something that he's trying to work on, and he just came from the pub where he was talking to some dark gnomes, and he's brooding over his lack of progress in tracking down information about his own family.
There are dark gnomes? I didn't know there were dark gnomes. I can't imagine dark gnomes.
I'm evil.
Okay. Keep going. Sorry.
All right. So when Sturge arrives at his tall house, he sees a figure struggling to open the door while holding a large parcel. How does he react?
Does he know this figure?
Your passive perception is sufficient for you to know that this is the woman that you refer to as Lady Keiko, who raises orphans in the same tall house.
Well, he hurries up and says, "Let me help you with that, my lady."
"Oh, thank you," she says, handing you the parcel. She's fumbling with her keys. Her hands are shivering in the in the cold.
May I help you with that as well?
Oh, but if you will.
Is this truly Lady Keiko?
As far as you can tell.
Yes. She's usually not so
hold on.
helpless, you see.
Yeah, as far as you can tell.
Well, he unlocks it and hands her back her keys.
Okay, she smiles, gives you a short bow, and she says, "Oh, perfect. I was planning to make dinner for the children. But I'm
I
very
see.
late because I had to, work."
Yes. Well, I'm happy to carry this upstairs for you if you
Oh,
like.
would you? She shoves it all into your arms. And then heads up the stairs, looking very pleased. Okay, the door to the tall house closes behind Sturge. Meanwhile, across the street, the loud and jubilant sounds of music. Did you hear the quotes around the word music? Waft from the window as Stong Makguk performs his latest ballad.
Oh.
Hi everyone, I'm Yang Yang Wang. I'm playing Stong Makguk, a half-orc bard. I don't have as many other titles as Steven does, but I am also one of the best fathers in all of Westgate.
This is absolutely true, as evidenced by small Mirabelle sitting at the edge of the stage and looking very excited, bumping back and forth in her little baby wrapping or whatever you have for her. She's very small.
Yeah, so...
And she gets into trouble if he doesn't wrap her up, so...
Yeah, so I'm obviously performing, so I'm going to make my performance check and see how well I'm doing.
Okay.
That is a 19.
Wow. So,
That's what
just for reference, this is our orc bard whose charisma is 8, who just rolled a 19. So, the performance is going very well, and everyone seems to be pleased, including perhaps one of your allies who is in the audience. Would one of you like to be there, except for Cecilia? No?
All my friends want to be at my concert, so
I'll subject myself
be
to.
there
I
if
mean,
I
I'll be there.
I just assume they're all there.
Rogar is there.
Okay.
Tell us about yourself, Rogar.
I am Rogar Battlebairn. I'm a dwarf and a cleric of Sharindlar. She's the goddess of life and secretly of love, but that's on the down low. And I've come. I had a great vision, and I'm here on a quest, a dubious vision, some would say, maybe a complete hoax of a vision, some might say. I believe it's true, and it might well be true, that we are in great danger from the evil of the Bogglewomps, whatever a Bogglewomp is. And so I have been gone for about a month, travelling north to some temples of Gormgothin, the Defender God, hoping maybe they'd be helpful and give me some information. And that did not go well. But now I'm back and eager to reconnect with my friends in Westgate, and oddly feeling like kind of excited about it. Like I didn't expect to feel like happy to be back here, because this was sort of like just on part of my mission. My heart was at the temple, but strangely, this is feeling a little more like home of late.
So the serving lad, who you've been telling this story to,
Aye.
is looking very excited, very into it. It's just like, yeah. Although with your high passive insight, you realize that maybe he just is charmed by you. Like you're just very entertaining and personable.
Aye.
And he's just totally missed what you said because your accent's real thick.
And no doubt I've been encouraging him to. I can see I got the eye for the waitress. I really have to go and say something to her.
Oh yeah, you mean Tala over there?
Aye.
Oh yeah, she's nice.
Aye, well, I can tell you like her, so you should
Oh.
do something about the lad.
Oh, you think I should like bring her water? She looks really thirsty. Okay, I'll go do that.
looks thirsty, aye.
He runs off to go do that. Very wise, not especially good at innuendo.
Can I make a small point? You forgot to tell us who you are, though.
Well, everyone, I didn't know we were introducing ourselves.
Everybody.
Yes,
You do it too.
please
Okay,
do.
very well. Randy
No.
Henderson. You may know me as author of the Fin Fancy series and world famous goldfish psychologist. So if your goldfish is having behavioral problems and chewing on the furniture and stuff, I'm your guy. That's me, Randy Henderson. And Fin Fancy's humorous, oddly enough.
Okay, Stong, what is your song about that you're performing?
So it's an educational number about an activity that a lot of adults like to do in the realm.
You're going to have to be more specific.
It goes a little something like jiggle jiggle bounce, or so I've heard. That's how they do the dirty word. Jiggle jiggle bounce, or so I've heard. Adults like to do this dirty word.
Oh my goodness.
The entire eatery with your 19
I got a 19.
is singing along.
Wait a second. I thought he was in his apartment.
No, he's across the street
Oh.
Yeah.
at
Keep up.
the latest eatery that has not ejected him.
In that case, Sturge, when he saw the lady Keiko fumbling, he would have heard the music and gone, "Oh my God," and gone straight to Lady Keiko and then volunteered to make food. With her.
Okay. Well, I figured that you were accompanying her to her dinner with the children.
Stong is very enthusiastic. He doesn't play my kind of music.
She says, "That's really catchy,"
Mm.
and then she sings the verse,
Oh.
and then all the children start singing the verse.
Yeah, it's educational as well as entertaining.
Okay, so
We stopped Eric for a second.
as you are singing, yes. As you are singing, you see a familiar cloaked figure appear in the doorway, bearing a letter, which is sealed with purple ink, it's not ink, it's wax, purple wax. Don't seal your letters with ink; doesn't work very well. And now we are going to go to Artemisia, who is working in the shop. Why don't you tell us about yourself?
So I'm Rhiannon Hill, urban fantasy author. Main series is the Silver series, and I play Artemisia Tararan, half-elf sorcerer, and she does not own, but while the owner is away, has been working in a salon for fashion. She does not actually do any of the sewing herself. She does some designing, but mostly she tells people how to look the best.
Okay.
She consults.
This shop, in point of fact, is called the Dawn and Dusk. During the day, it is a very high-end fashion boutique. You sip tea, try on dresses, speak with very attractive, charismatic people such as Artemisia. And during the night, it becomes more like a kind of nightclub sort of atmosphere.
Oh.
And there's dancing and music. And it is late afternoon. It's overcast, so it seems really dark, but it's still, the sun has not set yet, so that wouldn't be happening quite yet.
Okay.
And while you were there, a certain acquaintance of yours, Shay, appears. She's usually not here until after sunset, so that's a little bit unusual. But she's bearing for you a letter sealed with a blob of wax. And she seems visibly excited. Now, Shay is an elven woman of some sort of heritage. She has dark gray skin and kind of white gray hair and distinctly red eyes that are much, much more brightly red in the moonlight. You usually only interact with her at night, so seeing her before dusk is unusual. And she comes over to you, visibly excited. She hands you the letter.
Well, I suppose I should read it, but
Oh, you should read it.
who's it from?
I think we both know.
I hope she likes what I've done with this place.
Okay, so you break open the letter, and it is indeed an invitation from Lady Ilira Nathalan for you to attend her at midnight in the Purple Lady. She has returned to the city, heard good things about your efforts in her business, and would like to ask a service of you.
Okay, I'm glad she's heard good things. Did she ask you? Did you tell her good things?
Shay says, "Of course I told her good things. I only ever tell her good things." That's not true. I tell her naughty things too. Anyway, she says, "It's so exciting. She's been gone for so long."
Yes.
Anyway, I have a bunch of these to deliver. I'll see you later.
Okay.
And then she heads toward the door, looks out at the weather, and then goes, ah, and then runs out into the rain. Like she was excited to see that it's overcast and raining.
Well, Artemisia has to start choosing her outfit now. So.
That's why she brought you the letter first.
Wise.
Okay, so the last of our number, who is currently in the city, is wandering the streets or working in her office or trying to find a book of some kind. What do you think Caliph will be doing? Tell us about
rent.
I don't know what you're talking about. Anyways, hi, I'm Emily Tang. I'm writer and game designer at Wizards of the Coast. Disclaimer, all thoughts and opinions expressed in the stream are my own and do not represent Wizards of the Coast. There.
Are you watching, Wizards? Are you watching?
She did it.
Are you going to say that every day?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's going to say that every time she speaks.
Make
It's
this
a drinking
twice
game.
as long as it needs to. But I think right now Caliph would currently be sleeping in a stable.
Ah,
The only place that she has actually paid up her rent in full on.
excellent. Her rent for her horse.
Oh,
Yes,
right.
my horse is very well taken care of.
Her horse, Dumpling.
My horse, which I, as a wizard, definitely need.
That's right.
War horse.
Warhorse. Elven warhorse, in
Elven
fact.
war horse.
And so something wakes you up. Some noise probably wakes you up. And it's dark and rainy. You hear the rain pattering on the roof. It sounds like hailstones, in fact. Dumpling nickers at you pleasantly. You can't really talk with animals, so you're not really sure how Dumpling feels. But he
Caliph is just
nudges you with his head.
Kayla's just gonna make neighing noises back.
Ah.
It's like, neigh, neigh.
Dumpling looks at you quizzically, but just kind of nods. This is normal.
So.
And you
the
are
noise.
aware of another presence in the stable.
Artemisia? I swear I'll pay back the rent.
You sniff at the air, and your passive insight is sufficient to tell you that Artemisia would never enter the stable willingly.
Not Artemisia. Did she send Cecilia after me?
That seems more likely, but Cecilia has been away from Westgate for some months. A
Alright.
dark figure appears against the light through the cracked door of the stable.
Hi?
Oh, hi, it's Shay. You
Oh.
recognize her voice. She's holding a letter sealed with purple wax. She says, "It was so hard to find you."
Really? But I've been here for 2 months now.
Right, she hands you the letter. Why have you been here for 2 months?
It's warmer than the streets.
Do you need to borrow some coin or a bed, maybe?
I have a bed. I just owe a little money on it,
Oh.
which I will definitely pay back when I have money.
Okay. She idly brushes some straw off of your golden feathered wings.
Oh yeah, that's right. She has wings.
Yes.
I forgot to mention that.
Minor detail.
Minor detail.
It's
They're
not like
important.
she uses them.
Yeah.
She can
can't fly,
definitely
right?
Shay frowns at you
You've
and
never
says,
seen her fly. That's all.
That's true. The party has never seen Kayla fly or been in a situation where she had to fly, so it's
Very
unclear.
conveniently.
Very conveniently. Shay says, what about your fellow?
My fellow.
Your fellow. What's his name? The unsettlingly attractive one.
Oh,
Isn't that
Sturge?
Artemisia's? I thought Artemisia had the unsettled.
Oh no,
unsettlingly
the
attractive
one that Artemisia is with is just flat gorgeous. But I mean yours, the one that like you look at him and you're like, he is alive, right? That one?
That you count that as attractive?
She says, okay.
We're finding all kinds of things out.
Anyway, I have a lot of these to deliver, so here's your letter.
Thank you.
I'll see you at midnight. Take a bath, and then she leaves. Maybe just stand outside, and then the door shuts.
I imagine there's a water trough somewhere.
There is indeed. Okay.
Full of horse slobber.
Yeah, horse slobber.
Oh.
Horse slobber was good shampoo, right?
Caleb has a hard life.
Self-imposed.
Yeah, it's quite self-imposed. Well, maybe not self-imposed, but it's definitely her own fault. She owes a lot of money.
And then, somewhere in the eternal winter, Cecilia starts awake, her eyes breaking free of the rime frost that has painted them closed.
It's my turn.
Yes.
All right. Hi, I'm Erin M. Evans. I'm the author of the Brimstone Angels saga, and I play Cecilia Dovoskaya, a half-elf, not a warlock, a witch from far off Rashomon, who is
Witch.
definitely
not a
here
warlock.
because she wanted to be. Yep. I sure love being in this place where people can't even figure out how to, like, make a fire.
Yes, you see some feral elven forms run past the cave in which you have taken shelter.
Oh, that feels like something bad happened, which means I probably have to actually wake up and see what's going on.
Yes, you do hear the sounds of battle out in the swirling snow.
I am really the worst person to have been selected for this. But okay, so Cecilia knows that if she stays in bed, the only thing that's going to happen is she's going to get yelled at. So she hauls herself up, bundles up as much as possible, heads out of the cave, see what's up.
You do feel a faint warmth radiating from your arm,
Ugh.
from the golden brand on your
Yeah,
arm.
pull up the sleeve and check out this golden handprint that I got.
She has a
Because-
six-fingered golden handprint on her arm.
Listen, here's the lesson. There's a portal to the abyss. Don't get near it. Things can reach out of that even if you're not reaching in.
Which is terribly unfashionable for Cecilia to have this brand, and she doesn't really care that much about
I
fashion.
don't care about that bit, but
But it is occasionally useful. The brand does generate its own warmth, which has kept you warm in the cold of the endless winter.
okay, fine. I guess it's got good points.
You feel a deep, resonant call deep within you that you recognize.
Oh no.
Yes. As your patron calling to you.
I mean, you mean my good friend.
I do mean your
my
good friend.
acquaintance, the Archfey. Yep. Okay. I look smart. Push that down. Doesn't like that thing. She gonna come in? I go to the cave mouth when I'm looking because I feel like she's gonna show up.
Well, whenever she calls to you, unless you actively fight against her call, you
I
will
know
eventually find your way to her cave.
All right.
So you go to your cave mouth and you look out and you see some battle in the distance, and then you turn around and you're in Haranawachi's cave.
Yup. This place. Cold, dank, puddle of blood in the back.
There is indeed a pool of liquid red blood, which
Seems
does
like
does not cool.
It seems like it's bigger this time. I think that was a good call. It definitely fills the space better, my lady.
As you do your mocking bow,
It's not mocking. I'm just bad at it.
as you do your incompetent bow, a face starts emerging from the blood. A woman's head, with no hair, just coming up out of the blood. And it soon resolves itself into a very tall elf woman, naked but for the blood, obviously, who stands about 9 or 10 feet tall.
For all of Cecilia's bravado, there is a little of, oh no, oh no.
She steps out, leaving bloody footprints.
You called?
I did, my emissary.
Oh, I love when you call me that. That means I have to go somewhere.
Elf.
Who do you need me to go talk to? Harper's again? Back to the elves? Please don't make me go fight more red wizards.
Your time in the endless winter has come to an end, and you may leave this place.
Are you going to murder me?
Why would I do that?
I don't know. You have lots of plans, and I don't understand most of them.
All
But
of
I like
these
to
are true
check.
statements.
So,
She gestures to the pool of blood. This will take you wherever you wish to go.
Classy.
Wherever-
Until I have need of you again.
yep, that's always the fine print.
But you
Wherever
have
I
acquitted
wanna
yourself
go.
well and have earned this period of respite.
Okay. Okay. I think I know where I want to go.
Perhaps you should tell me where you wish to go.
I mean,
For I have chosen not to read your mind.
I really appreciate that. I want to say that again. I feel like that makes me be more okay with all of this. Not that I have a lot of choice after the first choice, but
She just looks at you.
nevertheless. I know, you hate it when I ramble. Anyway,
She seems utterly impassive, just nothing.
I want to see my sister and my friends.
Okay.
I mean, you know,
Ronawachu's
at least find out if
eyes-
they want me around anymore.
Her eyes close, seeming to disappear because of blood all over her face.
Real hate it when she does that.
And the pool of blood ripples. And then she opens her eyes and gestures to it again.
Okay. Can I go get my stuff real quick? Or can you get someone to bring it to me?
She gestures with her other hand, and you see her stuff in the corner of the cave.
Cool. I really appreciate all of your terrifying powers. I will grab my stuff.
It is the pact that we have made.
Yep. Agreement. I like agreement. Okay, she's gonna take my stuff and climb in that pool carefully because I'm waiting for any little. Okay, seems like this is gonna go okay.
Okay, you climb in the pool of blood.
So gross.
All right,
It's so
you-
gross.
Nasty.
Classy friends.
Slurp into the blood.
Wait, what does it feel like?
Oh, you don't want to know.
Yeah.
What does it taste like?
What does it taste like?
No, you climb in a pool of blood. Trust me, keep your mouth shut, like real shut. One of these two, just for the best, because you can't get the taste out.
It feels very much like climbing into a pool of blood.
It's kind
Just
of
in
hot
case you
with
all know what that
this.
is. We've all been there, right?
Yeah.
It's an author thing.
Little
Okay.
Every
Anyway.
other Friday night.
So, you are swallowed up in a world of darkness and blood for a moment.
As you do.
Back to Sturge.
I
So, you're cooking dinner with Lady Keiko. The kids are chanting this song that they learned from Stong.
I teach them some new lyrics.
What are your new lyrics that you teach them?
No.
Remind me what Stong's lyrics were.
Jiggle, jiggle, bounce, or so I've heard. That's how you do the dirty word. Jiggle, jiggle, bounce, or so I've heard. Adults like to do the dirty word.
Yeah.
The dirty word. The dirty. Do you want more?
No.
It's not going to get better.
Just enough
better?
for someone
How
to
can it be
loop
better?
this in a meme.
Well,
Somebody made a gif of that already. Okay.
he just changes it so that it's not so. I forgot. I'm the only person who hasn't introduced myself yet. Sorry. I'm Stephen Merlino. I'm the author of The Jack of Souls and The Jack of Ruin. And there's something about Sturge I forgot to say.
Is this important right now?
It's very important.
Okay.
It's like descriptor 20. Yes, let's hear it.
Does it have to do with having no body hair?
Yes.
Oh no.
You get inspiration.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Okay. Please go ahead.
he's a eunuch. He doesn't lead with that generally.
No, he usually leads with the body hair thing.
And so Stong's obsession with the jiggly bits, it just gets him right here. It just gives him an awful feeling in the stomach.
I didn't say jiggly bits. I said just jiggle.
You jiggle with it.
Yeah, but jiggle is a word that
I want-
shows up in many of Stong's songs.
And Stong has a history of indulging his jiggly bits.
All right, so what are you teaching the kids instead? What would you like the song to be about?
Let's
And you're
see.
going to need to make a charisma check.
Oh.
Because you are attempting to persuade small children.
Jiggly bits aren't as fun as you think. They're really kind of gross and sometimes they stink.
Oh my god.
Okay,
Like that.
What'd you get on your check?
That's a 15 plus his
Yeah, all right.
substantial.
It's okay. They start singing something like that, and they seem a little confused. Then Keiko says, "Please don't teach my children anything like that."
You're so lucky, Rogar, isn't there?
I don't understand. This is truth.
She says, "Not really. A lot of people really enjoy jiggly bits, And then you hear a pounding at the door.
I'll get that.
She says, "Oh, thank you."
And?
Okay, you open the door to find no one.
Ooh.
It's just blank. Nobody's standing there.
Is someone pranking me? Is someone trying to trick the trickster?
Then you hear a cry of alarm from the kitchen.
Oh dear. Close the door. Turn around. Everything
Okay.
all right?
You see the children have stopped chanting. They're all looking toward the kitchen. And you hear the sounds of a scuffle.
I get in there quickly.
Okay, you run into the kitchen. You find a dark figure leaning over a prostrate Lady Keiko. Like just kind of reaching toward her face.
Can I interfere with that?
Oh yeah, roll initiative,
It's
please.
D&D. Of course you can interfere with it.
Oh, rats.
Figure looks up and sees you at the same time you see them.
Oh, I'm going to use my initiative. I'm going to use this for initiative.
Okay, you don't. I mean,
What?
it's probably yeah.
Okay, never
what you
mind.
gonna
I
do?
got
Do what
an
you
eight.
gonna do.
I got
you
an
do you,
8.
bro.
You got an 8. Okay, the figure does see you at the same time you see them, and immediately starts fleeing. Leaps out the window. In fact,
The Sturge
just
special.
dives out the window.
Bails.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you give chase?
If there's no one else in the room,
There's no one else that you can see in the room.
we're several floors up.
This is the 3rd floor. Yes.
And are they going down or are they going up, like onto the roof?
Well, you just saw them leap out the window into the dark night. Well, evening.
They might be
I'm
dead on the
definitely
pavement.
giving chase.
Problem
Pavement.
solved.
Yeah, there you go.
That's an odd thing to do with your first round of initiative.
What?
Leap to your death.
Yes. Actually, can I retrieve him with a thorn whip?
The fleeing figure. You don't have line of sight to them at the moment, so you can't see them to target them with your spell.
Okay. I will
Well, you don't have
rush
line
to,
of effect.
I
I
will
should say.
rush to the window,
Okay.
look out to see where they are, and based on what I see, I may or may not jump after.
Okay. You see no one immediately below you, but when you look out, you see the dark figure perched on the windowsill above you,
No.
and they reach down toward your face.
Surprise!
Oh, I was hoping I could like do something before when I saw them.
Not if they readied an action.
Okay.
What is your armor class?
17.
Aha. Okay, you managed to flinch out of the way,
Ooh.
and you may now act.
Oh.
So you see,
So they reached toward me.
they reached toward you, like swiped at you with their
Sturge
hand.
would like to use some
with
of
their
his.
pale hand.
Sturge would like to use some of his stage combat training,
Uh-huh.
and as
Stage combat.
As he reaches toward, Sturge is going to encourage his energy in the same direction, i.e. down,
So you are going to attempt to grapple this person.
and encourage them out into the air.
Okay, go ahead and make a roll.
Yep. Combat 101.
Combat 101, never grapple.
Yep.
What'd you roll?
That would be a 10.
You'd be a 10. Okay, so you...
Oh, wait, I'm sorry, a 12. No, it's a 10.
Cool. All right, so
Rough.
you you attempt to grab them, but your hands find no purchase. Their black sleeves are oiled, and you just kind of slip off.
Gross.
Disgusting.
Well, it's just waterproofed. It's not like the person's slaked in oil. It's just slippery.
Disengage, retreat 5 feet.
And that's
Sturge
a pretty
special.
standard
Sturge
sturge, yeah.
Yeah.
Disengage retreat.
Okay.
Don't want him to reach for me again.
Okay.
Get-
You retreat back into the kitchen.
Crouching very low to look upward as much as I can out the window.
Okay. The figure appears to be climbing up the wall toward the roof.
Can I act now?
You already did act,
Okay.
but now, yes, this is round 2. You can act on round 2.
Seems like an ideal time to send a 30-foot thorn whip up the side of the wall to entangle this person and pull their butt back down.
I
I
mean,
believe
when
that's
isn't an ideal time?
I believe that's an attack roll.
Yes.
Excellent.
Oh, excellent indeed. This is a 19 plus my It's DC of 5, so it's a 24.
Wow. All right. Your thorn whip wraps around the figure's one of their limbs, let's say one of their legs, and yanks them down. Does it do damage?
It does 1d6,
Great.
and it pulls them 10 feet.
Okay.
Hopefully, so 3 damage.
3 damage. All right.
And what Sturge would like to do is, as it pulls down, step backward so that it can't like grab him as it goes by.
Okay. You, yeah. All right. So you're pulling the dark figure downward.
Disengage, retreat.
Disengage, retreat. Okay.
The Sturge special.
The Sturge special.
Why stand where people can touch you?
The spell doesn't really work this way, but for cinematic purposes, is your thorn whip still in existence and still wrapped around the person?
It has.
Or has it disappeared?
Yeah, it pulls them 10 feet and disappears.
Okay. All right. The figure, you hear shuffling, scrambling out on the wall, and then the figure continues climbing back up toward the roof.
Tedious.
Yes, it's almost like they're trying to get away.
Well,
And you're like, but I want to get away from you.
okay. I can climb.
Do you head out to go climb after them?
That would be really less than
It's an
ideal.
awkward thing when you're saying goodbye, but then you keep walking the same direction.
You do have all those friends across the street.
Okay, this is a much more fun thing to do. Poke my head out, hideous laughter.
Okay.
Should have done this to begin with.
All right, you poke your head out, but the figure kind of like just hops over the edge onto the roof before you can cast your spell. That was their action.
Then I'm gonna climb.
Okay, so you start climbing after them. Okay, Stong, in the middle of strumming along or drumming, what instrument are you playing as you do your song?
I played my lute.
You play your lute. Excellent. Bong, bong. Yeah.
With your burned hands.
Yeah, but I'm just like strumming it.
Stong's hands are burned very
A
bad.
hand,
He has very bad manual dexterity.
it's true. A hand tugs at your pant leg, and you see Mirabelle there. And says, "Daddy, Daddy." She points out the window.
Stong continues to sing as he like looks out the window.
Okay, you see someone who is unmistakably Sturge climbing out onto the wall with a long nose, easily recognizable from a distance.
Does he just climb in profile so you can see his
Well, everything
silhouette of a
Sturge
nose.
does, Sturge is a thespian, all right? Everything Sturge does is dramatic. So he climbs out on the window, he looks in profile, lightning flashes. You see his face illuminated, particularly the nose.
That's so
And then he starts
convenient.
climbing up.
Little Pinocchio profile. All right. Well, Stong goes, "Oh." He like in his mind, he's like, "Oh, Sturge, my friend." But because he's a professional, he doesn't stop singing.
The show must go on.
How far away am I from the door to this place?
You are about 15 feet, walking over tables or people.
Okay. And how far does he look from me? Like, what's the distance?
Well, the street is about 60 feet,
okay.
and he is 3 stories up.
Oh, 3 stories? Oh, no problem.
So it's about 35 feet in the air.
Okay. Well, because Stong is like everybody's, it's more important to Stong that he's a best friend rather than like the best performer. So he sees his buddy in trouble and the rooftop in the distance, and he finishes a verse of his song, and he goes, "Oh, best friend in trouble. They come again for the show." And he just like puts his lute down and just like dashes out the door across the street, which you said is about 60 feet.
Yes.
So that means I can reach it within 1 action.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you did the dash action as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm going to use my entire action, barrel through the door, leap as high as I can on that building, and start climbing up after him.
All right. So you shove people out of the way. There is a person standing in the doorway, but you come barreling through, and they just move out of the way.
I give him a friendly wave as I like pass by.
You recognize a very distinct gray face with red eyes. It's Shay in the doorway. And she's like, I let her. And then you just run past.
That's been trouble. Gotta go.
Rogar, you see Stong
Yes.
continuing to strum the lute, shoving people out of the way, with Mirabelle hopping on his shoulder. Mm-hmm. You're taking Mirabelle with you, right?
I wasn't planning on it.
Okay. Mirabelle hops on
fine in the
Stong's
bar.
shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
And then when Stong passes you,
My roommates
she
are there to take care of
hops
her.
off next to you on the bar.
Oh. Oh, aye, wee Baron. How are you? Stone, did you lose something here?
Hand her to Nala.
Nala. Nala?
Who's
Is
my
there a
roommate?
Nala? Nala in the house.
Who's Nala?
So Nala is my roommate in Westgate, and so Nala has 3 children of her own, and I have one, and she helps me take care of all of them. When I'm off adventuring.
It works out real well.
She once had the adjacent apartment, but then you just kind of took the wall down.
It's true.
Yeah.
100% intentionally.
Yep. We met in the gladiator pit and have been best friends ever since.
Okay, 72% intentionally.
Also, I noticed a very strong sort of rotten egg smell coming up, and I'm like, oh, I thought that was Stone. Oh, now I know where it comes from.
Mirabelle goes, yeah. Okay.
So how high? I'm going to try to leap onto the building.
You're going to try and leap onto the building.
Because you said he was 3 stories up.
as high as you can make it. All right, make an athletics check.
Sweet.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. That's a 10.
All right, you leap. You end up on the first window, which you
Nailed it.
your knee goes through the window, shattering the glass.
Oh, God. I'm sorry.
You take 4 points of slashing damage.
All right. First blood goes to me.
I once was an adventurer like you. Then I took a window to the knee. I had to do it.
But you can climb from this point onward. Okay, so Caliph, as you are walking out on the street, did you take Dumpling with you?
No, Dumpling can stay where it's warm. It's too cold out right now.
Okay, so you're holding your wings against yourself, against the weather. You see Stong come running across the street with a lute. He's still strumming something, because you didn't tell me you stopped.
I said I put it
He
down,
did.
but it's okay.
He did put
Okay,
it-
you did tell me you stopped. He still has the lute hanging off his neck, flapping in the rain. And then he leaps and smashes his knee into the window.
Oh, my knee.
But that doesn't seem to deter him. He just starts climbing.
Little deter Stong.
It seems like a great time to fly up.
Oh, yeah.
It's cold.
It's
These are
raining
wet,
really
these
hard.
Are, these are wet wings right now. Just went through a horse trough and everything. So, just gonna look up.
Yeah, have you ever
is,
seen a wet bird try and fly?
That's
Like
pretty
a
much
All the
cormorant.
time?
Is
Okay.
Sturge still visible up there?
Yes, you can faintly see Sturge just climbing over the top onto the roof.
All right. Calith's strength is not great. She's gonna go inside and take the stairs.
Excellent. She looks upward. She looks at her wings. Her wings kind of flutter a little bit, and then she goes to the stairs.
Damply and non-flightedly.
All right, that's going to take a
Because
couple of rounds for you to get up there. Okay, Sturge, you leap over the edge of the roof onto the roof. You do not see the dark figure anywhere, but you do see billowing mist seemingly coming from nowhere on the roof.
When you say Sturge doesn't see him on the roof, is that because it's too dark for him to see, or is it because...
It is pretty dark, but there are potted plants and things on top of the roof.
So
'Cause people are growing a garden up here.
he could be
So
hiding.
he could be hiding up here.
So I could drop a fairy fire up here and light the place up.
You could do that.
Well, that's exactly what he's going to do.
All right, so you start casting your spell. Stong, make an athletics check, but you have disadvantage because you're climbing in the wet
With a
and
busted knee.
driving sleet.
Whatever. I scoff at disadvantage. Yeah, 23.
Whoa!
Warranted scoff.
What did you roll?
Nice.
A
It
12, but I have
happens.
an 11 athletics.
See,
Oh, man.
My strength is not my music ability.
It's his strength.
It's his strength.
okay, so Stong, you climb up the building fairly efficiently.
A friend's in trouble.
Nice.
Okay.
What do I see?
Artemisia, the carriage that you have commissioned for the ride to the Purple Lady pulls up short, and you hear someone running past going, "Hey, look out! Ah, oh, my knee!" and you recognize Stong's voice. Do you unroll the curtain and look?
Well, yes, she looks. We'll decide whether she actually steps out in a moment, but she
Yes.
will look.
That is driving sleet out there. You see Stong scaling the side of a building. You also see Kalith running past and looking up at the roof. Her wings kind of flutter, and then she goes inside.
So she knows that this is where Stong lives, right? This
Yes,
building?
this happens to be Stong's tall house. You have never seen him enter that way.
She only expects that. All right, well, okay. Putting up the hood, making sure the hairstyle is not going to be harmed by too much sleet. Getting out, paying off the carriage. This could take a while.
He says, "Oh, don't worry, I'll wait.
Well, we
It's your
may
coin."
20 actions later.
we may need you for several people once I gather them together.
Well, you did ask for the large carriage, milady.
This sort of thing does happen.
Particularly for all those dresses.
Well, all right. First step, getting out of the carriage, seeing what the hell is going on.
Okay. It is very, very wet and dark right now. Go ahead and make a perception check to see if you get an insight here, a particular, if you notice a particular thing.
It is 15.
15. Okay. You see someone who is unmistakably Sturge appear on the rooftop. He perches on the edge of the rooftop. Lightning flashes. You see his face very clearly. And then he swirls his cape as he disappears onto the rooftop.
Sturge.
Okay. Are you going to head into the building?
I am taking the stairs.
Excellent. All right. You run into the building. You find Kalith also at the door, trying to open the door, which is locked.
There's an easy solution for this. I can shatter.
I can knock, but
Roll initiative.
that is 19.
7.
All right, so you see Kalith about to shatter the door open when you knock on it, producing a thunderous knocking sound that everyone within, I think it's a mile, can hear.
Oh, jeez.
Ow!
It's really
How
loud.
does
Well,
anybody sleep in
no.
Westgate?
She's not going to quite escalate to the. We will get there.
Okay.
However, Artemisia, strength 6, is going to kick the door
Perfect.
because this is funny, but she doesn't want to waste her spell.
Oh no!
Okay, make an athletics check. Okay, so we went to that scene, then we rewind a second.
That is going to be 12.
12.
Oh.
All right, the door shakes, but it does not open.
All right, screw that.
Okay, but that was her action. So
All right.
if you want to,
Shatter.
Hands still moving. Shatter.
okay. Kayla said, "I got it." She shatters the door off of its hinges.
All right, let's go.
Shards of the door go flying into the building.
So melodramatic.
My real estate value.
But you do see,
What real estate value?
you do see a spiral staircase leading up to the various floors of the tall house. And you start rushing up it. Okay. Rogar.
Aye.
Mirabelle is trying to tell you something, but she can't speak very well.
Right.
So it's something about her dad,
Aye.
one of her dads, and something about jiggles, and something about rain, and something about a window. Make an insight check.
Oh man.
All right. And while I'm doing so, Stong, do you want to describe Mirabelle really quickly? Like,
Oh,
yes,
sure.
we did.
So Mirabelle is a small, almost like, she looks like mostly like a humanoid, except that her skin is like a rich clay color, like almost like a reddish clay color, and she has like these amber eyes that seem to almost like shift a little bit too much in the light.
Where did you find Mirabelle?
I pulled her from a hellgate. I saved her from a hellgate.
That was an abyssal gate. I just want to be clear.
Lorebot, correction. It is an abyssal gate, because I definitely know the difference between demons and devils.
You
Now
will
I
when
know.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Same,
We don't know
same-
what Mirabelle is, in short, right?
Yeah,
It's still
he
a
does not know
mystery.
yet.
All right. What'd you get on your check?
16.
16. Okay. You think Mirabelle is trying to tell you where Stong went? And it's something about home.
Oh, okay.
So you look out the window, because they just live across the street in the tall house across the street, and you see Stong valiantly climbing up this rainy building.
Defeating the window. Okay.
There is a broken window on the first floor.
So far we've defeated a window and we've defeated a door.
And there's a burst of magic, and the front door has disappeared. It just,
Kindle.
and then two cloaked figures, one in a golden cloak, one in a
Sort of a light purple color.
light purple color, which is obviously dampened by the sleet, disappear into the building.
All right.
Obviously spellcasters of some kind.
I say bring on the furniture. We've got this. All right. So
Not my furniture. Leave it alone.
There is a bar stool next to you.
so I was calling for Nala to take charge of Mirabelle. Does Nala?
Oh yeah,
appear
she
on the
appears and she
Okay.
says, Stong's at it again, is he?
Apparently so. I need to go see what's up.
Let me take this little devil. Hi! And Mirabelle goes, ha. And Nala takes her away.
Okay. And I go-
Freeing you up.
I go charging on my mighty long dwarf legs.
Okay. You immediately land in a puddle, which is up to your waist. And then slog through. All right. Rogar's going to take a little longer because his speed is a little slower.
I'm 4'2", which is the perfect height. You are too tall, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm charging. I got a mighty 25 feet range. I'm running towards it, and as I'm going, I start moving my hands and saying, "Love hurts, love scars, love wounds. Hammer heart!" And over my head appears a spectral-looking hammer,
The love stick.
the hammer of love,
Excellent.
blue glowing shaft, and the head is a giant
PG-13.
ghostly pink heart.
Ah, good.
Yeah, and I flip it over so that the bumpy humpy sides on the bottom, so for the knocking out.
Yeah, get your
and
minds
so
out
it
of the gutter,
appears,
Good job, Rogar.
and I send it screaming ahead of me.
Okay. Stong, as you were climbing up to the roof, you see the love hammer coming toward you.
Okay. I recognize this, Rogar being one of Stong's best friends. So he's reassured by the sight of this giant love hammer floating towards him.
You did see that Rogar was in the eatery. Like, you briefly passed him.
Okay, great. So I yell out, Sturge! Rogar and I are here for you! Where are you?
Okay, Sturge, you were casting your spell. Mm-hmm. The mist deepens and a figure appears in the mist. And then you cast your spell. What's the
It's
radius of your spell?
It is a 20-foot cube.
Okay. So you do not catch yourself in the radius of your spell.
That's correct.
But you're blanketing as much of the rooftop as you can?
Yeah, like
Excellent. Cecilia, make a dexterity save. You step out of the mist, blood washing off you, and then immediately burst into scintillating colors.
This is cosmetic. This doesn't like injure me.
Does not injure you,
Well, that's good.
but it makes you light up like
glow
a
stick.
celebratory display.
It's pretty. We can work with this.
And can I see who's cast this at me?
Yes, you see Sturge standing there.
Course,
Sturge, you
of
see
course.
Cecilia bursting into light in your fairy fire.
and she's gonna shout something very mean.
Does anyone else light up?
No.
Except all the objects around.
Well, all the objects, yes. So you're now in this radiant, glowing garden on top of this roof with the sleet coming down all around you.
Did you say
It's
there
much
was, like, a
brighter than
mist?
it should be. Well, there was mist, and Cecilia came out of the
Oh,
mist.
got it. Okay.
And then the
What
sleet.
the Slarden Hrast? What are you doing?
I just cancel it.
Okay.
There was a murderer here. Look around, please.
The light fades. Stong comes over the edge of the building.
Sturge, Rogar and I are here for you. Where are you?
Sturge is feeling horrible that Lady Keiko is, I don't know what, in her room.
Yeah, you didn't actually check on how she was doing, did you?
I got to check on Lady Keiko, and he's just going to bolt for the stairs down. And
Okay,
go.
you are running toward the stairs when the trap door of the stairs abruptly opens, and two cloaked figures come bursting through.
Very much out of breath.
These two. Very much out of breath.
A lot of stairs.
Yeah, they both look like they've climbed like 50 sets of stairs. Kalith actually looks a little bit better off than Artemisia. Like, her hair is kind of a sweaty mess, and now she's in the sleet, and it's getting all in her face because the hood fell off while she was running up the stairs.
Yeah, you took fashion damage.
Oh, the worst.
2d10 fashion damage. Your self-image takes 5 points of damage.
Sturge is freaking out right now. He just realizes that this murderer could be right back down there to finish whatever he started with Lady Keiko. So he's going to say, Lady Keiko's in danger, and he just runs. And that's not how he
Okay.
speaks, but that's how I speak when I'm excited.
Okay, he slips past you because, he's Sturge.
Who is Lady Keiko? Cecilia? Artemisia! Why are you? Where? Okay, question one. Where are we? Because I'm pretty sure this is not where I expected to come out.
We're on top of Stong's and Adrian's building, and
That's terrible. That spell is terrible. But you're here, and I'm so glad. That's wonderful. Can we go somewhere else? Because this place. What is Sturge screaming about a murderer?
So the sleet
no
has
clue.
parted, has let up a little bit, and you see a black-cloaked figure perched at the corner of the roof
Oh, that murderer.
who looks at you, and there's a flash of lightning, and it's not Sturge being dramatic this time. It's the murderer. And there's this flash of like very light, a light face that you can't really see much detail, just like this flash of kind of white, silvery color, and then the person leaps off the building.
Dang it. Not enough time to witch bolt.
Very dramatic. Yes, not enough time to witch bolt.
well, we don't know who they are yet. So
Yeah, they could be a good murderer.
Did Sturge get a look at their face?
Rogar shows up.
Well, wait. If he's coming up the stairs while I'm going down, I'm
Yeah.
going to grab him and say,
Yeah, Sturge, you encounter Rogar.
Come with
Climbing up
me.
the stairs. He's panting,
Come with me.
but he's soldiering on.
Lady Keiko is injured.
Right?
She needs a healer.
Oh.
Drag him there.
Okay, so
Dash down.
you drag him into the apartment, and you find the children kind of like standing around Lady Keiko looking, I don't know, terrified.
Sleep spell.
Okay, roll the hit points that you affect with your sleep spell.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, kids. So sorry.
those damn.
I mean,
sleep
really,
rats.
do I need to roll them?
rats.
Yes, you do.
13, 14, 15.
It's a very small
16,
space.
17, 18.
They
18.
do. They often do this. Okay, so 3 children. Each of them.
No.
Okay, how many hit points do you have?
40.
How many hit points do you have?
42.
Fortunately, neither of you falls asleep. The children all fall asleep,
Oh
however.
my God. Go straight to Lady
It's their
Keiko.
bedtime.
Okay, she's lying there, unmoving.
Is she breathing? Is she anything? Yeah.
She has a mark on her forehead, which appears to be a burn, like a blackened burn in the shape of lips. Yes,
Is she alive?
she is alive, barely.
Okay.
Can you help her?
No. Yeah, of course I can.
The cleric's like, I didn't prepare any healing spells today. I don't know.
Of course. All I prepared
I thought
was...
create water.
I'm not that kind of cleric. No. I place my hands on her and cast a cure wound.
Okay. All right. So she starts breathing more regularly, and you take a relaxed breath. All right. And I think that's probably a good time to take a short break. So we will be back in about 10 minutes. Does 10 minutes seem like a reasonable time? I think 10 minutes seems like a reasonable time. So we'll be back about 10 minutes, and you will find out more about the mystery of the Dark Killer, who is equally as dramatic as Sturge.
We'll probably respond to some of the chat stuff.
And we'll respond to some questions from the chat. So, thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Hosted here in the Chaldea Studios by Gen Con, having recently come back together on a stormy night in Westgate to chase a mysterious murderer who attempted to slay one of Sturge's good friends. We had some questions in the chat which we want to go over before we get back into the thick of it, one of which is about Sturge's good friend. So, Stephen, why don't you tell us about Lady Keiko?
Lady Keiko is a single mom who has some kids, and Sturge, having created a network of contacts, sort of underworld contacts in the city, also met a lot of street urchins and befriended them. Having been an orphan himself, he had a soft spot for them. And one day when Lady Keiko, he didn't know her at the time, but she was being mugged basically in an alley, and Sturge intervened and was able to help her out a little bit, and she was worried she was becoming a street person because she was being evicted. So he felt like, okay, you and your kids, I can cover your rent. That's not a problem. Can you help these little urchin boys out too and take them in? And so she's kind of running like a mini orphanage, and he's kind of her patron. He keeps this on the down low because this is not really fit with his image, but he kind of has a worry that he might be as bad as his father thought he was, evil-ish, and he wants to prove that he's not evil, and this is one of the things that he does.
By funding an unlicensed daycare.
Prove you're good in a very chaotic way. Okay, and another question was about Nala. Yang Yang, why don't you tell us about her?
Okay, so Nala is one of my 2 adult roommates, the other one being Adrian Corvado, but we will talk about him at some future time when you actually get to meet him. So Nala is an adult woman, also a single mom.
Is she a human?
She is a human. She's also an adult single mom, human.
Most
warrior.
of the population of Westgate are humans. There are a number of demi-human peoples, but most of them are humans.
She is a human fighter, level 2. No, but she has 3 kids, and I met her because I moonlight in the arena.
Oh, that's right.
That's like my nighttime gig, a la Duke Silver from Parks and Rec. But basically,
I love that that's the analogy.
Sure, yeah. So he met her during one of his first fights. He beat up the rest of her team, and then somehow they just hit it off and formed a friendship while chatting in the sands. And so she moved in, and he helps take care of her. He pays her to be like a part-time nanny to his kid because he sees how well she handles her 3 kids, and that's that.
Okay. And then another question was, what level are the characters? I was supposed to identify this when I talked about our backstory, but I did not. We are 5th level going into this adventure.
Newly minted 5th level.
Newly minted.
Yeah.
Cool new spell.
For the most part.
Yep.
Exactly.
Still a little puny, but getting there.
Cool new, extremely explosive spells. Okay, so the murderer has disappeared into the night, and you're standing there atop the rooftop. The mist through which Cecilia emerged has not quite fully dissipated. It shrank, it's not quite tall enough to permit her height anymore. But another form moves in the mist. And then something strides forth. Why don't you tell us about this, Aaron?
So what strides out of the mist is a wolf with very pale, silvery fur. And just to clarify, do I know this wolf?
You have never seen this wolf before in your life.
But I've seen wolves like this. Like, oh man, I must have jumped in or something. The weird elves that I was helping out, they're all over these wolves. Shoot! Shoot!
The wolf looks at you quizzically.
I'm gonna use my beast speech
Okay.
to talk to it.
Okay. So the rest of you hear Cecilia start making growling sounds. And the wolf,
Growling
wagging
versus
her
barking.
tail.
101.
the wolf tilts his head,
My accent's terrible, okay? I don't do this a lot.
still looking at you.
I say, okay, hey, you jumped in the big scary lady's pond, but you shouldn't have done that, and now you're in Westgate.
It's hard to tell the emotions of a wolf when you are not a wolf yourself. The wolf looks at you, and then kind of moves its head back and forth a little bit,
No, so
and then goes to licking its paw.
what are you doing here? Man, I'm asking you a question!
Just kind of like paws at the slushy rooftop.
Okay, we got a mute wolf on our hands, apparently.
And then it kind of shrugs. It's weird. You've never seen a wolf quite do that before. It just kind of, meh.
Okay.
And it looks at Artemisia, and it actually ambles over to Artemisia and kind of rubs up against her hip.
Okay, wait. If a wolf is gonna come out of my mists, I mean, I think it's my wolf.
The wolf sniffs your hand.
Can I pat its head?
You can. The wolf will not stop you.
Roll initiative.
Well, you never know, man.
Yes.
When your sister just takes all your stuff, it's the worst. I'm just saying.
So
But wait. So where were you with the with wolves? You were with wolves.
The wolf looks at Cecilia expectantly, like waiting for your answer.
I mean, there were these weird elves, right? These weird, wild, crazy elves that my friend wanted me to help. And they like wolves, I guess. There were lots of wolves around. They fought with them. They would like run into battle with these wolves. The wolves would come out of nowhere. I don't know, man. Yes? Do you remember? I say in the beast speech, I'm like, yes, are you a fighting wolf? Are you one of the fighting wolves?
The wolf kind of bobs its head a little bit.
Okay, you understand me.
Gotcha.
Okay, it's not a talking wolf, but it's a listening wolf.
Bobs its head again.
Okay, but we still have a problem of a murderer, and it's really wet out here, so...
Oh yeah.
Yeah, is it a
Artemisia
detective
is keeping it together. But it is clear that this is going to be too much for her in about 2 minutes.
Okay, listen, Wolf. As much as I'd like to say, have a nice trip in Westgate, this is not a place that
Wolf-
you want to be running around.
The wolf comes back over to you and then kind of like leans up against your leg.
Okay. Okay, look, we got a pet wolf, I think. At least for a minute.
All right. Well, yes, but we can take care of this inside later,
Yeah, okay.
wherever Sturge went.
I guess. Do we really have to go see where Sturge went? I mean, we just got rid of him.
But
Oh, wait,
where
murderer!
were you?
Murderer!
So
I don't know,
down
somebody's cold! Probably to these! Nobody
So-
gave me a map!
so down in the tall house, Lady Keiko's breathing has eased and she seems to be okay. Rogar, with your assessment of her injuries, you think that she suffered from some kind of necrotic damage attack.
Oh, the worst.
I mean, mechanically speaking, yes.
Aye.
It's no fashion damage.
Oh, well, she has
It's no
a
self-esteem damage.
lipstick mark on her forehead. If that's
Do I have any knowledge of creatures that leave necrotic kisses?
I
Make an
know
Arcana
someone we
check
could
or a
ask.
religion check, either of those.
Necrotic, necromantic, it's...
Oh, I got a 2, so I'm
Are
sure
you
that I
necrotically
got it
kissing
right.
that boy?
You think that
Rogar has an intelligence of like 9. So it's
You are pretty sure vampires do that.
With a 2?
with a 2.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You are
Everybody
pretty
knows,
sure.
right? Everybody knows it's vampires. I mean, vampires kiss.
I should also mention that Rogar has never met a vampire, despite living in Westgate for about a year now.
Everybody knows they kiss you. Everybody knows vampires like to kiss you. And everybody knows that they like to dance in the moonlight, and they like lemon flavored foods, I believe. And I know a lot of things about vampires. That's why they're always puckering. They like that lemon flavored food. Anyway, so I share my wide knowledge of vampires with the group.
Okay,
You're
well,
welcome.
Sturge is the only one there, and Sturge has, it's clearly, no.
So Sturge is going to concentrate and send a message upstairs to Stong, who he saw up there, right?
Okay, yes.
Saying, Stong, please come down here. Lady Keiko has been attacked.
All right, Stong, you received that message.
Oh, it freaks me out. Like, this whisper just appears in my ear.
It does sound like Sturge, though.
Oh, okay. So then I, like, point back to where I think it is, and I go, okay. And then I walk
You do
downstairs.
not receive a message back.
Okay, in the meantime, I'll take the kids to their beds.
Uh-huh.
And Sturge is kind of freaked out. He's having flashbacks to what happened to his brother, who also died in his sleep, or rather was asleep, and something came into the room.
His brother turned into a ghoul.
Yeah.
Let's be entirely clear about this.
After he died, like a long time after.
All
Are you
right, so
accepting that now? Okay, good.
No
you
more
have
denial. No more denial.
So you have these flashbacks to that moment, and you just kind of stay away from Lady Keiko.
No, I'm staying by her side.
Okay.
I'm not worried about her turning into a ghoul. She's still warm, right?
Yes. So when the rest of you arrive, you find Sturge kneeling there next to this woman that I don't think any of you know.
Nope, never met. Even though she lives in my building.
He looks very concerned, which is an unusual expression for Sturge.
And when the glow of Charindlar surrounded her, did the kiss go away, or did the
It just
remark
turned into a
remain?
normal burn scar.
Okay.
Burn.
But when it was an active necrotic wound, it looked like a festering black, pus-filled hole in her head.
Cool.
Essentially,
Jeez.
it looked real bad.
So
Yeah.
Stong's gonna walk over to Sturge, and he notices him being very sad, and he's gonna put his big hand on his shoulder, and go, "I'm so sorry, my friend. Were you in love?"
She's a friend. She probably expected me to protect her. Her children saw it happen. That's not great.
Where are they?
They're in bed.
Did you ask them what they saw?
No.
Can we
That
ask
probably
them?
would have helped.
Did you happen to see the perpetrator?
So I did, when I looked up the window and he was reaching for me, did I get a look at the face?
No. There was that kind of sliver of a silvery color. So maybe the person has pale skin.
There wasn't a flash of lightning right at that moment?
Unfortunately, no.
No
It only
convenient
happens
business
when it's
cards.
dramatic.
Yeah. No dark
Well, that
vision.
would have been perfectly dramatic.
Dramatic
Like, he
villain
peeks
reveal.
outside and all of a sudden,
I think you're using the word dramatic when you mean convenient.
Conveniently dramatic?
Okay,
It did not happen that way.
so
Yeah.
humanoid climbs a wall. Was this the creepy guy on the corner upstairs?
you saw someone on the corner?
Yeah,
We
they
did,
jumped
yeah.
off the.
But and then
Building.
the wolf.
And then there was a wolf. Yeah,
Yeah.
hey, look, we got a wolf!
This big wolf comes in, shakes, water goes everywhere,
Oh man, how do you train them not
and
to
then
do
pads
that?
over to sniff Lady Keiko's wound on her forehead.
I was going to ask where all the shedded fur got onto Artemisia's cloak.
Artemisia, who had not realized that there was shedded fur, has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Save versus sanity.
And do I notice a lemony scent?
3.
Whoa! Oh. I'm chicken.
It's cool. Just take off your cloak.
Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition has no rules for sanity points, so Artemisia is just very, very uneasy right now. We will. You're not quite frightened, but you're very close.
This is going to be great when the dog moves in. Given that Cecilia has been somewhere where they are fighting red wizards, and red wizards do necrotic-y things,
Periodically.
does this look familiar to her at all?
Make an Arcana check.
That's not going to go great.
Sturge also did a lot of research with Lady Mirren.
You can also make an Arcana
Thank
check.
you.
I got a 9. I
Kaelith
was
reads
not
a lot.
paying any attention.
You can make an Arcana check with advantage.
Ooh, I'm a bard. I know everything.
Wow. Okay, you can all make checks. Go ahead.
Artemisia's not checking.
Nat
Oh,
20.
boy.
She
Wow.
is prestidigitationing first her cloak and then the wolf. I don't know what presti-cleaning the wolf is going to do because some of the fur is attached, but she's going to try.
Okay,
Like a naked wolf.
now, here's the series of events. Everyone is crowded around Lady Keiko, looking at this wound, except for Artemisia, who is like, no. And so she does prestidigitation. All the muck and grime on the cloak in a particular area, I think it's 1 cubic foot, spontaneously lifts itself off the cloak and splatters across the wall in a very distinctive pattern.
This episode of Dungeon Scrawlers is brought to you by Furminator.
And what does it do to the wolf?
When you cast it, well, first of all, the wolf backs away from you. Because he just saw that. And then, do you pursue the wolf?
This is a smart wolf.
Stalking him.
Yeah.
Great.
Pursuit.
Except he's
Pursuit.
rude.
I mean, like, you all look like you've got it covered, like, looking at what's going on with her. But, I mean, Artemisia, she's not that shallow, so she wants to know what you all come up with. She just doesn't think there needs to be, like, one more person crowded in there.
Just like
So,
warning the wolf, like, you come back, you're getting prestidigitated.
Okay, you do that, and the wolf like tilts its head in that way a dog does when it's about to shake, like it's threatening you that it's going to shake.
Holy crap. Are we going into combat?
And you two are staring off at each other. Okay, somebody got a huge Arcana result. What? Keyleth, who's been studying dark magic for a while. I wonder. Yeah, that is clearly the result of necrotic damage, such as one might suffer from an inflict wounds spell.
This was necrotic damage such as one might clearly suffer from an inflict wound spell.
Really?
That's
That
a
a vampire might cast?
It seems unlikely.
That is unlikely that a vampire would ever have cast.
that's a priest.
That's fair. I didn't smell any lemon on her, so that's probably right. Probably not a vampire.
There's this moment of silence. Even the wolf goes,
Wait, what?
That's
okay.
a priest spell, is it not? It's a
Are you asking me,
her.
the disembodied
her.
Oh, sure.
voice?
Don't ask the priest. Ask the.
Well,
Is it a priest spell?
Yes.
Yes.
Typically. There are other casters who can cast
There
it,
are
but
other
it's
casters who can cast this.
okay. You are asking me. So yeah, it is typically a priest spell, and it is associated with dark necromantic magic.
Kaelith, are you still seeing that boy?
she is.
Is
Not-
he smooching other ladies behind your back and stealing all their energy?
I do not currently see that boy.
That's true. He is
Caleb?
not in the room.
You're not a good liar.
One shady one.
That is also true. Okay, well, in the distance, you hear a bell toll. It tolls 11 times.
oh,
It tolls for you.
Those of you who have invitations that you have read, they do say, call upon me at midnight
That's right.
To do a service.
to do
Why
a
are you
service for
all
me.
listening to the bells so closely? It's 11.
we have a job.
Oh.
Well, I mean, we do. You weren't here.
I'm not invited. I get it.
Well, I mean, you should come.
Oh,
There's
okay.
a knock.
If you're back. Are you
mean-
back?
I am back.
How long are you here for?
Undefined, but hopefully for good.
Really?
Really? Okay. Did you rent my room out? Please say you didn't.
No.
Okay, good.
It's exactly as you left it, just as messy as you left it.
No.
No,
See,
not messy, but just as you left it otherwise.
her closet, what was in the closet, is gone.
What? That was my stuff.
What's there now is much better.
Better by what definition?
Look at what she's wearing.
Cecilia's
much
clothes.
as I love my sister.
They are definitely put on with an eye to this is here versus these things go together. All parts are covered and warmish.
How much of what Cecilia is wearing is reclaimed robes from slain red wizards?
I mean, some of it for sure.
Okay.
So honestly,
I mean, like it's not like there's not like a clothes here in the frozen wastes, right? There's not like a dressmaker you can go to, so you make do. And like, so I made this like skirt out of. That's why there's a sleeve right here because it used to be something else.
So probably animal
efficient.
skins, things like that.
Yep.
Are you also covered in blood from the blood pool, or did you clean that off?
I believe
It
the
washed
blood
away.
flow goes away when
Okay.
I come out.
Well, it washed away because you stepped out into the sleet.
I feel like
Cecilia.
that wouldn't be enough to get it out of my hair, but I'm gonna just say you're right. 'cause
Well, your hair is very dark right now.
Just don't terrify the children if they accidentally wake up and come outside to see you.
prestidigitate my hair.
She doesn't look horrifying at all right now.
Yeah.
So there's just going to
She
be.
looks a fright.
So now there's just blood splatters on the wall.
Pretty much.
Okay. Cool.
Wolf fur.
Oh, you
blood
did
splatters.
prestidigitation on her hair. Yeah, there are blood spatters on the wall now.
Sorry.
if
Blood and
Artemisia,
mud
like,
and water.
sewed like little animal symbols onto the clothes, like a beholder goes with beholder and dragon goes with dragon,
That
would
sounds
that
like so much work.
would that appeal to you? Like cool little animals?
I don't know. Are you
Like
gonna do
Oshkosh
it?
Bagashi?
Are you gonna do it? Then maybe.
No, I was asking Artemisia.
Oh,
Oh,
Well,
that could be a thing.
Now that you're back, if you're really back,
I am.
okay, we can see. But right now she just I will tell her what to wear. You need to change before we get to the appointment. If you're going to come to the appointment,
Did someone?
you
Okay.
can't go looking like that. I'm sorry.
Oh.
There's a carriage. My carriage
It's full of
is going
dresses.
to cost so much, but it's there. So
It is full of dresses. That is true.
Traveling in a carriage full of dresses.
Emergency
what?
backup outfits. Makes sense to Stong.
Hi, by the way.
Oh, hey, best friend. He gives you a big orc hug,
Oh.
and it deals 1 point of non-lethal damage to you.
I missed you.
I missed you more.
Oh, I brought you guys souvenirs. Should I give
really?
them to you now or later?
Um,
well, should
We can do it in the cat. We can do it in the carriage.
Yeah,
do it
yeah,
in the carriage? Do we need to leave somebody with
That's a good question.
your friend?
I could bring her.
Is your roommate in the building right now?
Adrian is gone on a
No,
long.
the other one, Nala.
Nala's in the bar across the street, taking care of.
Do you think maybe
the
she
kids.
would have returned to her apartment by
I
now?
mean, we could probably
Do
go
you-
fetch her.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you hear this little giggle from the doorway and realize that Nala, carrying Mirabelle, has appeared in the doorway.
I say, wait, don't come in. They're
Boggle
Ed Day, Audi Bay.
Mirabelle's
I
like,
haven't done Pig Latin in forever.
dead lady.
Oh gosh. All right. Well, she's seen it.
She hops down from Nala and runs over to Stong.
I pick her up and give her a big hug, and then not doing the point of lethal damage or non-lethal damage, and then explain to her about accidents in life.
She's not dead.
What? She's not dead?
No.
Oh.
No,
thought
I
there was
healed
a-
her. Yeah.
There is, but she's still alive.
Oh, okay.
Mirabelle looks around confusedly at you all and then says,
What?
Well, I feel very proud of her because she's smarter than her dad, and she knows that that body is not dead.
I almost feel like she's saying it is dead.
That's sort of what I was wondering.
Oh.
Not dead?
Is it dead?
She kind of points at Lady Keiko and is like, not dead.
Thank you.
Oh, good. Okay. Your kid
Dead
is
lady.
so creepy sometimes.
Yeah.
But she's so cute.
She's the dead lady.
And then she kind of falls asleep in
Great.
Stong's arms.
All right. I put her back in
Cool.
Nala's arms and asked Nala to watch over this body, because we gotta
Nala
go
says,
somewhere.
"Oh, yeah, the usual. Okay.
You guys get
I
set.
appreciate you.
I'll make some tea. Yeah.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right.
You're
so,
gonna go put me in a dress.
Yes.
Well, we're gonna
and
wait until
so
I'm done.
the wolf. What?
He has to come with us.
Wolf kind of nods a little bit.
Okay.
So we don't really know what kind of wolf this is. If he eats Nala's face, we're gonna be in so much trouble.
The driver is
Agreed.
puffing on this pipe.
I'm sorry. Where did this wolf come from?
It's her wolf.
From me? He came with me.
Does it have a name?
Wolf?
The wolf looks at Sturge, and its lips curl back from its teeth a little bit, and he goes, "Arr."
No, we like him mostly. Don't bite him.
Arr."
I could prestidigitate him if he likes.
The wolf moves around behind Cecilia.
What a
Do
threat.
not prestidigitate my almost dog.
He growled at me.
I growl at you too.
It's true. You know, I had a vision. It was the strangest thing. You were referring to us as your friends. It was strange.
Very strange. Very weird.
Obviously, I must have eaten something.
Nala says, "Didn't that just happen a minute ago? I was here." She's putting some tea over the fire.
Right, carriage. Let's go.
Garage.
All right, so
Wolf,
you descend to the
Needs a
carriage.
better name.
The wolf hops up on the back of the carriage.
Good.
The driver looks back at the wolf, looks at you, looks at everyone.
What's up?
Adventurers
Purple lady.
Quick question. How does the wolf sit in the carriage?
on the
He's on the
carriage.
How
On
does
the
it sit
top?
on the carriage? Is it like laying down?
Yeah, it
Or
kind
is
of curls up and lies down on the
Okay,
carriage.
it's
On
not
the
like
luggage rack.
sitting as like a humanoid might or something.
It's
No.
a wolf.
Okay, just make sure it's not like a werewolf in disguise or something, you know.
Well, it doesn't sit the way a humanoid might.
Okay,
No
so
ball.
Does the carriage have a low step, or do I have to have the annoying common habit of Stong lifting me into the carriage?
This
you,
Westgate
buddy.
is a cosmopolitan city, and it does have a fold-down low step,
Excellent.
Star looks disappointed. He can't
which
help
no
his
one
friend.
knows to look for except for Rogar.
All right, everybody, before you get in the carriage, don't drip on the dresses.
Everyone is soaking wet, and it is raining on them currently.
what do
could
you put Cecilia in?
Well, I suspect she prestidigitates the water off of you first,
Yes.
and it splashes on Stong, of course.
Sorry, man.
It's okay.
Well,
Best friend water.
I'll do you next. You see, as you come up, you may get splashed from the person before, but you get in, and then I'll do the next person, and then the next. You
Oh,
see,
it's like a chain.
little
All right.
The last
So what
person's
is the
just getting a
appropriate
tidal
outfit
wave.
for mysterious summoning after fighting murderer post Labor Day? Like, what is the appropriate?
Well, so do we have time to stop at home? Or Artemisia's house at least.
You could, if you wanted
I thought
to.
you were just gonna stick her in one of the carriage dresses.
Well, they aren't really designed for you. You see, they won't be the right colors.
Oh my lord. This is
So
really...
a very long bell sounds, which indicates halfway between hours.
Let's just go.
Yeah, maybe we could just flash forward, like they've gone and we've gone.
All right.
and we're meeting.
Things have happened. You showed up late to the Purple Lady.
That sounds about right.
Midnight bell has finished ringing as you step out of the carriage in front of the Purple Lady.
Wait a second. This is where we were going?
Your favorite
Right.
place.
You wanted to come.
Oh, no, you know, nobody mentioned we're gonna go talk to Ilira again.
She's the one who hires us, but she's been gone. So I mean, maybe this.
Really?
Maybe she dusts the dresses. I have to show her what I've been doing.
So, embarrassing admission, I've been gone a month, and I kind of... Human sorceresses, I kind of get them mixed up. So, Ilira and Mirren... Who's Ilira? Which one's Ilira again?
So as you're standing outside the Purple Lady, you see there are crowds of people waiting to get in. They're standing in the rain, just waiting. It appears that there's some kind of revel going on inside, as there usually is on nights like this, which is to say every night in Westgate.
Mirren is the one that has blue hair and is nice and teaches Mirabelle magic.
Oh, right.
And Ilira is the one that works here, that owns this place, and is cryptic and awful.
Did you bring Mirabelle with you?
No.
Okay.
Left her with Nala.
So the bouncer does not ask you about whether you're bringing a small child into this fest hall. Okay, again.
Yes. Deja vu.
Okay, they stop you, look you over, see that you have the invitations, and say, yes, you're expected. Go on inside.
Whoa.
They give Cecilia a slightly suspicious look, and then they say,
I return that look.
oh, you're back, are you?
Yes. And then I beckon the wolf over.
The wolf comes over. Is that yours?
Yes. He comes in with me.
Okay.
That's right.
The lady said that if you were to show up, I should extend you every courtesy.
See?
The wolf's name.
She's just doing that so I can't be mad at her in front of people.
The wolf's name is.
Oh, you can be mad at her.
Snowball.
She is terrible.
No, Smokey.
Snowball.
Smokey? What?
Smokey.
No! It's a wolf. It's a wild animal. You can't just give him a dumb name like Snowball or Smokey.
It's perfect. He's
I'm
white.
sorry, Snowy Wolf.
He's fluffy.
That's the name of our moderator.
Snowball.
All
Sorry.
Artemisia's gonna turn to the wolf. She doesn't have beast speech, but okay. What do you want your name to be? Like, look at the person who said it. Do you want your name to be Smokey?
Or Snowball.
Snowball?
Oh, can we each pitch
Or
in a name?
Stung.
What?
Snowball it is.
Forget the adventure. It's now what do we name the wolf?
The wolf looks around at each of you in turn and then
Riveting
looks at
D&D
We
Cecilia.
could let the chat name the wolf.
Oh, that's true.
Its name is Ha.
It's just wolf.
I mean, to be fair, the wolf probably has a name. It just isn't telling us.
Does the chat have any good suggestions?
Wolfie McWolf face.
Well, the wolf seems to defer to Cecilia's judgment.
Doggy
Oh, the chat's gonna name it like
McDogface.
Jiggle Wolf or something.
Yeah.
Do not name the wolf
Okay. Don't
Wolf
let them-
McWolfface.
sorry.
Don't.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
You asked for it.
Yeah, very mature actually.
Wolf.
The internet
Wolf
will
McJiggle
try.
Wolf.
Anyways,
We're not naming the wolf Jiggle Wolf. Don't worry.
it's not.
Okay.
So anyways.
Anyway, you head into the Purple Lady, which is a large dance hall, essentially. It has a very tall ceiling, at least 25 feet in height, with these trailing purple banners of silk that descend from the ceiling nearly to the floor, and they undulate to give the place a sense of movement. There are dozens of people in here just crammed into here, dancing, drinking. There's music. The lights are very dim. People are having a good time. It's a fest hall, which is the realm's word for that other thing.
Brothel.
That thing.
Oh,
But in the realms, fest halls also focus on dance and leisure and entertainment, and they're not just sex. Okay, so you're here,
Up we go.
Up we go.
and you do know where the ladies' receiving chambers are. You do not see Shay. Shay's not here to meet you as she usually is.
We know the way.
Okay, and you all go up there along with the wolf? All right, you head into the chambers. The meeting hall is about 30 feet by 60 feet in the back of the Purple Lady, and there's a long banquet table, although there are just a few bottles and tankards set out and flagons set out for you. No feast like would be more appropriate for that place. You see there are tapestries depicting events from Westgate's past, warriors, sorcerers casting spells, dark dragons, vampires, all of that. The common motif colors are black and purple and silver.
do any of them contain half-orcs?
You do not see any half-orcs in the tapestries.
Next tapestry.
Next tapestry.
Well, in
Stung.
fact, there is a space where a tapestry would be hung, but there's nothing there.
Stong goes over to the table and offers to poison test for his friends and just drains one of the glasses. What does it taste like?
Okay. Make a Constitution saving throw.
It is poison? Is it poison? Okay.
Why
That
do we
is
work for
a...
this woman if we have to make sure that she's not poisoning us?
Well, he specifically said he was trying it for poison. I'm not saying it is
9.
poison. All right, you're fine.
Oh,
It is.
oh,
It's
nine.
quite
Cecilia
strong.
is entirely responding to Stong's offer, not to the reality of the situation.
Okay.
I'm fine. No poison. We're good.
Sounds good.
Indeed, a voice says from the darkness. And you realize that Lady Ilira has been standing there this whole time. You just didn't see her because she's Lady Ilira. And Lady Ilira Nathalan, for those who don't already know who I'm talking about, is a moon elf. She wears black colors. Her hair is blue-based black color, so it's so dark blue that it looks like it's black. And she has golden eyes. And the only hint of color about her attire is this blue sapphire in a kind of star shape that she wears around her neck. Last time you saw her, she was wearing it as like a hanger on a bracelet, but now it's a necklace again.
Say again, it's a star shape?
It's shaped like a mini pointed star.
Like a pentagram?
Like a mini pointed star, like
Many.
13 points.
Okay.
Not 5.
Sturge approaches, bows low, and says, "My lady,
She
it
bows
has
back
been
to you.
too long," and he looks over at Cecilia.
She says, "Indeed, it has. I have only recently returned to the city, and she kind of waves her hand absently, and the doors close, like someone was waiting there to close them, probably. And she says, I have only recently returned. I was away for various reasons. I see that my return has been appropriately timed," she says, looking at Cecilia.
Cecilia is just looking right back.
"Yes, well, please have something to drink, and I shall tell you of what I have need of you for."
Rogar doesn't need a second invitation.
Yeah.
We're all on our like third drinks or fourth drinks.
Everyone's drinking heavily except for Cecilia.
Not Cecilia.
And the wolf,
Accepting
who
nothing.
is also staring at Ilira.
Artemisia
I like
is
this wolf.
just sipping because she's a little nervous, like visibly.
Uh-huh.
Sturge prefers psychedelics.
Color spray.
Learning so much about
cocks
each
her
other.
head to the side and she says, "We'll talk later."
Ooh.
She said, and so she seems tired, like as though she hasn't slept in at least, or well, tranced, because, elf, as if she hasn't rested for quite some time. And maybe a little bit frazzled. Usually when you see her, she's very put together. She has these long white gloves that she's wearing, and she goes over to the table and picks up one of the wine goblets. And she says, "Once you've all had something to drink," and Cecilia is continuing to glare.
Yep.
She says, "As you know, or have guessed, I have certain enemies in the city, and..."
Like her.
The wolf goes, "Rawr."
Just one or two.
"I have come to learn that there is a plot against me that I wish you..." Thank you, Sir Rogar. "I wish you to find the truth of. If I myself act in search of the people working against me, I believe that will be to my detriment. I believe that is what they are hoping that I will do. And instead, I think I should work with folk that I have not employed for some time, and some of whom do not like me at all."
Sorry.
Hire your enemies to fight your enemies. Sounds smart.
Exactly. Although I wouldn't describe most of you as my enemies.
And your boutique. Has Shay told you of how I've been running it for you?
Oh, I'm told that it's going very, very well, and you should be commended.
Thank you. Would you prefer that I make this new service my priority, or and perhaps return the boutique to Shay? I mean, I would love to.
Oh, I had
continue.
assumed that you would be my day manager until you grow tired of it.
I'm not tired of it.
Fantastic. I shall make sure that you are paid appropriately for your services.
See, she's nice.
Having a job sounds nice. Getting paid sounds nice.
Then you can pay the rent.
Speaking
yeah.
of payment, like you're obviously well connected, and if you
Well,
could,
I thank you that is obvious.
it's very obvious. And if you could put your resources for myself, my reward, find anything you can about the Bogglewumps.
Oh, is he still on that thing?
Yep.
So, Ilira is rarely caught without anything to say. She looks at you for a long moment and then says, "Very well."
Do I get a sense that she knows something about the Bogglewumps? Like, is her reaction make me
Make
suspect?
an insight check.
Suspect that she knows something? Okay.
Let's see. I'm going to look up what her passive deception would be.
Once again, my keen insight at a 3 clearly reveal the truth unto me. Well, actually,
Yeah, she
what's
definitely knows something about the Bogglewumps.
Actually, 10 with my bonus.
She's-
I rolled a 3. It's a
She
10.
definitely knows something about the Bogglewumps.
Oh, now I'm excited. Let's do this. Let's go get the
Anyway.
murdering bastard.
She says, "Might I speak with you for a moment?" at Cecilia, while looking at Rogar, but it's clear that she's addressing Cecilia.
You're not going to actually tell us what this job is besides find some people somewhere that don't like me?
Oh, I intend to share the details, but I thought you and I should talk first.
I thought you said everything you were going to say the last time we saw each other. You seemed really, really important not to say more than that.
I have changed my mind.
Cecilia does not want to agree to this, but at the same time, she is curious. So she agrees.
Okay.
But the wolf stays with me.
She looks at the wolf. The wolf kind of nods. She says, "Very well."
Okay, I'm liking this wolf thing. Are we going somewhere else, or are we just going to walk to a corner? What's up?
So she waves her hand, and like a circle of shadow kind of cuts you off from the rest of the group for a second.
Oh.
Such a show off.
I'm gonna shout into the shadows, "Best friend, you okay in there?"
You don't hear anything.
How do you say?
Wrong best friend.
I just assume.
And she
Is
says,
that necessary?
Exactly.
"It's not necessary." I have changed my mind regarding our last discussion.
You mean the part where you refuse to tell me where this golden handprint came from while entirely implying that you know exactly where this golden handprint came from, and then showing me that you also have a weird golden handprint, and then, I feel like maybe there was a part where you were going to kill me if I didn't get away from you.
She kind of idly touches the small of her back and she says, "Yes, exactly that conversation.
Which part did you change your mind about?
Most of it."
I'm going to pull out my my
Your
back
fist.
blade and be like,
Oh, okay. So
is it the part where you were thinking maybe you'll kill me anyway?
So this battle axe of energy appears in Cecilia's hands. Ilira says, "It's not really necessary."
No.
All right, well, you may strike me down if you do not appreciate what I say.
That gives Cecilia a moment of pause because she knows Ilira, and Ilira is not someone she has come to expect a lot of honesty out of.
Okay.
But she also is very vulnerable in this place, so she's going to hold on to that battle axe still. But I don't think Ilira is going to think she's going to swing it just now.
This
I
is your
am-
chance to screw up the DM's plans.
There have been many chances.
All right.
But she's going to tell me something interesting.
Ah.
Maybe.
So wait,
That's
I'm
it.
sorry. What's your pack blade look like?
It looks like a Rashemi battle axe, but it's made out of eerie, scintillating energy.
Okay, double bladed.
It's not made out of blood.
No.
Okay.
And so Ilira also
That would be
has
so
a battle
jiggly
axe.
and weird.
Oh,
Ilira hasn't drawn any weapon.
oh, I'm
disgusting.
sorry. Okay.
Okay. Ilira says, "I plan to tell you where the golden mark comes from. But once I tell you, I need you to understand that you should not share or act on the information immediately. And I think you will understand why very soon."
Okay. Cecilia is going to agree to this, but I think anybody who knows Cecilia is also knowing that she's got her fingers But she says, okay, I can do that.
Okay. Ilira leans in to whisper it to you.
Okay.
Okay. For the rest of you, eventually the shadow dies away. And Cecilia and Ilira are standing there.
Okay, fine.
So, Cecilia, how are you reacting to what she told you?
I'm not gonna say anything,
So Cecilia is putting on her poker face.
but I am definitely like thinking things because which I hope that I'm right in what I think is the answer.
Okay.
So do we notice that she comes out chastened or somehow?
She's contemplative.
She's contemplative.
Like, maybe immediately Cecilia was like,
Packed blade is gone.
yeah.
Although you never saw me with it out.
She doesn't look quite as aggressive or upset. Okay.
Disconcerted.
Ilira says, my friends, I shall tell you what is afoot. Perhaps you have heard of a certain scourge stalking the streets of Westgate.
Like
A
a
Like a
murderer?
scourge or a scourge?
Or a murderer?
Like a scourge.
Okay.
Okay.
A black-cloaked figure
Oh.
who destroys things merely by touching them, or, more apropos, by kissing them.
We know that guy. I mean, not personally.
Just tonight.
Oh, man.
Maybe
So-
a vampire creature.
It's like mono. He's
I
spreading
mean,
mono.
I suppose that is possible, Sir Dwarf. I have reason to believe that my enemies in the city are staging this murder spree to frame me. For that is exactly the modus operandi of the assassin that many believe me to have been in a previous life.
You were a kissing assassin?
Yes.
I wanted that to be clear.
Tell me, Cecilia, does your bag contain a flower or a branch or some sort of living thing?
Like my stuff that I brought with me?
Yes.
Okay, maybe. Because, like, I gotta tell you, sometimes stuff gets stuck to your clothes, and then there's not, like, a washerwoman, so I go through...
One of
Okay,
those things will
so-
suffice. She starts pulling off one of her gloves.
Got
One finger
a,
at a
got
time.
a branch here from, let's say, like a snowberry bush
Okay, she pulls her glove off
stuck in my skirt.
and hands the glove to you,
Okay?
and then takes the branch. And she just holds it, and you see that as she's holding it, steam starts rising from it, and then it starts blackening and crisping
Does it
and
smell
melting
delicious?
away.
It does not.
Now that is cool. How do you do that?
And then she just lets go, and ash filters down to the floor.
Cool.
Kayla,
Academically, it's cool.
I think you need this
That's
back.
very worrisome. Aye.
She takes the glove from you and starts putting it back on. And she says, "That is a curse that I labor under."
Oh, never mind.
Was this
I have
part?
so many questions about your relationship with Shay now. But okay, we'll get to that another time.
Whatever you wish to ask me, I will tell you the truth. But we will get to that another time. So, I think the case against me is quite good, and I think you see why I need your help.
Is this thing that happens with your hands the same thing that happened when you kissed people?
Any part of my skin, yes.
Is
That sucks.
Yeah.
Aye.
Ooh,
She
okay.
says nothing, but
Can-
appears obviously a little.
Is that something that you
Unsettled.
I'm
like?
gonna. Can I ask the wolf? Can I ask Wolf
No.
if?
Yes, you can
answer,
ask the
good
wolf
answer.
anything you want.
Ask the wolf.
Okay, the wolf looks at you expectantly.
Because he was there when we saw the murderer. Did you smell the person who was on the roof? Was that her or was not her?
Okay, so
I mean, I want to believe her, but I also want to cover all our bases.
So,
it's good call. Smart.
Ilira says, an excellent question. So the wolf looks at you and nods, and then it pads over to Ilira and sniffs her hand. And then turns its head back to you and just kind of, and then moves
Good
over
job,
to you.
Wolf. You're an excellent addition to this team. Okay.
The wolf
she's
does that
not-
little like shrug thing that is kind of like shaking its shoulders.
I can't
Snowberry.
believe that worked.
He's a good dog. I mean, wolf.
Snowberry. Snowberry.
Not
isn't it?
calling him Snowberry.
Ilira says, my curse is easily emulated by a spellcaster with access to infliction spells.
This is circumstantial evidence.
I mean,
Yes.
we know it's not her. So we just gotta figure out who it is.
Yes, but this is Westgate.
Are the attacks random?
I do not
Because
know.
My friend Lady Keiko was attacked. She's a mother.
Ilira looks a little surprised.
It was tonight.
Truly?
Yes.
Is she all right?
Well, Rogar.
Aye, she'll be fine.
Assuming the vampire doesn't come back. Okay.
Well, she's
No,
connected
Nala.
to you,
But-
and we are all connected to Lady Ilira. But is that something that's generally known? Either of those two connections, because connections seem to be the most likely way.
My connection is known. I've been working here at the Purple Lady doing puppet shows for a year.
That's what I thought. But you and your friend.
Keiko, I don't make it publicly known, my relationship with her. But anyone who really cared to look might find out.
So we need to find someone in Westgate who has sketchy magic that doesn't like Ilira. You got anything else we can go on?
were
Ilira
the other
says, yes,
victims?
you are right. That does not narrow it
Good
down.
question.
Who were the other victims? Were they known to you or associated to you?
So she pulls a black folio out of nowhere, because sleight of hand, and extends it over in your drawing. Well, she hands it to Cecilia, actually.
This is an obvious ploy for my affection, but I'll take
Well,
it.
she is treating you
Open
like
it up.
you're the leader.
I see right through it. I know manipulation when I see it, but I'll take it.
I will
What's inside?
take the self-esteem boost.
right.
Yeah.
+1
Respect.
self-esteem. Okay, what's inside are a series of sketches of people's faces with names and locations. There are 5 of them.
Okay, we'll start kind of passing them around.
None of them look particularly familiar to you.
But are they familiar to
Are these?
you?
Yeah.
Are they familiar to me? I know who they are.
Are they the victims? Or
Ilira says,
to Ilira?
I do not know these folk.
Oh, got very mixed up for a second.
Yeah. Stall wants
I, the
to-
DM, know who they are.
Of
Like,
course,
I meant
you
Ilira.
know who they are.
I'm sorry.
Ilira does not know who they
Yeah.
are.
So Stall wants to ask.
They are unknown to me, although I have seen many faces and many people come through the Purple Lady. It is possible that they were targeted for some superficial connection to me.
All right.
So, were there any witnesses to any of these murders? Only.
She points at Sturge. That's the only one I know of.
What makes you believe it's being traced back to you? I mean, what if no one witnessed
You saw
the
the
murders?
stick, right?
Aye.
So the curse is known.
Has someone pointed their finger and said, "She's the killer"? Or were you trying to get ahead of that?
Oh, I see. She pulls out another folded, actually crumpled piece of paper. It was obviously crumpled up and then uncrumpled and folded, and she hands that to you.
Okay, maybe we unfold this.
This is a letter from the Eye of Justice that announces that she is under investigation for a series of murders.
Do you want to remind everybody who the Eye of Justice is?
So the Eye of Justice is a vigilante justice group in Westgate. It's the closest thing they have to like an elevated police force. There's a town watch, but the town watch is extremely corrupt and only works for whichever merchant house is buying them off. The Eye of Justice is ostensibly an independent organization of rogue paladins. And I mean rogue/paladin, as in they multiclass.
Oh.
Rogue Paladin is actually a very good mechanical build, but we'll go into that later.
Okay, and their reasons are
It's signed Levia Shadewalker. She says, Lady Shadewalker has been seeking to arrest me for many years.
Interesting. Rogar, what was the name of that woman that you met at a party?
Oh.
Was that you?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
She was Eye of
you.
Justice.
Right. Her name was.
Looked at Sturge.
No.
It's you. Oh, you pointing at me. Ilira says,
It,
most likely it was Levia. She
didn't
is a
like
master
Mirren.
of disguise.
She didn't like Mirren, I thought. Not Ilira.
She doesn't
wasn't.
like Mirren?
She doesn't like me.
Right. Okay.
She has
Sorry, I
nothing
get them
against
all
Mirren
mixed
as far as
up,
I know.
you
I know,
Well,
you've
they're
been
not
through it. All
They all.
tall folk.
all
Hadn't
tall
even
guys.
thought about that. I should
No,
go
but-
visit Mirren. Thank you
Magic
for
users.
reminding me. If there's nothing else,
No, I think that.
I'm assuming there's like
sounds
little
like-
sardines and stuff. And
okay.
this is
She
a port town,
steps.
so
She steps toward Rogar,
yeah.
which, I mean, like in a very assertive way, and Rogar's like, "Oh," and then she just melts into his shadow and disappears.
Don't.
Go off.
Stong pokes your shadow. Does you feel anything?
Well, you feel the floor.
Oh, how'd she do that?
Okay. So we got 5 people and places.
Rogar, you take another drink.
Yeah.
Steady
You got
yourself.
someone who is looking into it that Rogar knows. So maybe we should talk to her as though we are not working for Ilira.
The letter of condemnation is addressed to Lady Ilira Nathalan, also known as Shadow Fox.
Huh. Dramatic.
Feels like it's a Quentin Tarantino game, like Shadow Fox and Shadow Force 5.
I mean, if you're
anyway,
going to be a
okay.
Randy, don't do that to my campaign.
that goes through,
Dun, dun,
an assassin
dun, dun.
who goes through shadows and then like
It's a bit on the nose,
death
isn't it?
kisses people. Like, it's not. I mean, what are you going to call yourself at that point? The Shrike? That doesn't work.
Well, you'd only call yourself the Shrike if you killed people by hanging them on their own coat racks.
Yeah, that's the only thing that works.
Mono killer.
Can you tell I've thought about this? Okay.
Just a quick question. I'm assuming this being a port town, there's like little sardines and stuff amongst the fair stuff.
Sure, there are archers
everybody-
and stuff.
I remember, I believe, if you put a sardine in your pocket, it wards off vampires. So make sure you do that before we leave the room. I take a sardine and I put it in my pocket.
Here's
I
one
also
for
do the
you, Artemisia.
I'm going to do it so that I can feed the wolf later.
Okay, so our mission is going straight to the wolf immediately. Is the wolf gonna eat it?
The wolf sniffs at it and goes, ow.
There we go.
I take extra for the kids and stuff my
You
pockets
want
for
your
them.
name to be
The wolf-
Smokey.
The wolf sniffs at Song's pockets.
Back off.
Aw.
Caleb
Gently.
is going
I'll
to take
feed
a
him
bunch of
another
sardines and try and teach the wolf how to sit. Command.
Okay.
Sit.
The wolf sits.
Good boy.
Okay. Eats a sardine.
Beg.
The wolf looks at Caleb like, this demeans us both.
It's okay, just keep her occupied for a second. She'll wear herself out.
The wolf goes,
Okay, now I'm just sat here.
like,
just
have you ever
the
seen a
rest.
Pomeranian do that?
Yeah.
Just,
That makes me sad. Here,
Alright.
just have the rest. We're done.
oh, the wolf takes them all. Okay, that's it for the sardines. They're all gone. Okay. Do you have any last minute things that you want to talk about?
I brought presents so that you guys aren't mad that I'm gone. I'll be honest, they're all things I took off of Red Wizard bodies, but here's a set of bone pipes for you.
Oh, that's awesome.
Don't know what bones they are, but they make noises.
Stong puts it in his mouth. What does it taste like?
Make a constitution
Okay,
save.
all right. 16.
They taste like wind-swept bone,
Not bad, not bad, not bad. Not poison. All right.
not poisoned.
I got you this necklace. It's a dragon. I think it's a dragon finger on like a leather thong.
It does look like some kind of claw
Classy.
on
It's a
a
necklace. We love necklaces. I got you this book. It's written in some kind of Thayan, and also the weird elves pulled 7 pages out of it that I don't know what they said. But, it's something to study.
And then toss them immediately in a fire.
Twitch.
You two, I have 2 things left. I have this weird orb that's covered in runes that might be dwarvish, but maybe not. I don't know. And I also have this bag of teeth.
Score!
Wait,
You can work it out.
is it a bag of tea or is it like a scent bag?
No, teeth.
Oh, tea.
You can
That
smell
makes
it.
more sense.
Better.
Yeah.
I can just see Caliph having that moment. Just, oh yeah, that makes more sense.
You can trade if you don't like what you got.
You seem-
Okay.
I'm not sure
I
which one you handed to who.
I handed both of them to both of you because I wasn't sure.
All right, I think you'd probably like to play with balls more than I, so I'll give you that. And I'll take the teeth and make sure they get to rest. Whoever the poor spirits who donated these, I'll make sure they're put to rest.
Thank you.
So,
Yay, friends again!
so on that note, the
Thank you.
Westgate Irregulars have come together once again to solve a dark and insidious plot and potentially save some lives. As you never know who else will be victim of the mysterious kiss of death killer.
Does the lightning strike now?
Yes, the lightning strikes now.
Dun, dun.
But no one's outside, so no one can take advantage of it. And Sturge feels vaguely disappointed. All right, so that's all the time we have for today. Tune in next week, assuming the snow doesn't drown us out, for the first step in finding the Kiss of Death killer and learn more about the wolf. Find out what Ilira said to set Celia and how she's going to use that mysterious information. Thank you to my fellow players, the Dungeon Scrawlers. Thank you to the Gen Con staff for running this excellent stream. Thank you to you, the viewers. Thank you for watching our stream. We really appreciate it. Please come back and watch more of this journey with us. We would really like to answer more of your questions and give you more gold boxes and idle champions and explore more of this campaign with you. I think that's basically it. Find us on social media. We have the DungeonScrawlers.com. We all have individual social media and web pages, which you should find links. DungeonScrawlers.com is also going to have information about the main characters, about secondary characters, a little bit of backstory stuff, things that we've mentioned so far in the campaign. Those will be discussed at some point, so keep watching that for regular updates. There are 7 of us. We're writers. We write a lot. So
links on the page.
that'll be it. This has been episode 1 of the Westgate Irregulars, Kiss of Death. Second episode, title TBD. Thank you very much. See you next time.
Thank you.
Bye.